Well, good day, and I love you. My name is Heather Peterson Lockhart, and I am the Oracle Siren. Welcome to a new era on planet Earth. Today, Saturn conjuncts Neptune at 0 degrees Aries, officially ending a 6,400-year era on planet Earth. What's that mean for humanity? Well, I'm going to tell you what you need to know. But first, let's set some calm, safe space so that we can receive our best ideas, so that we can balance our energy and be who we want to be. All right, put your feet flat on the ground. If you're seated, either way, bring your belly button forward, bring your shoulder blades back. We're going to inhale through our nose and we're going to exhale through our mouth. This is a heart chakra toning bowl, Tibetan toning bowl, okay? So we're going to inhale through our nose, and when we let it go out through our mouth, we're going to do what's called an audible exhale, which means you make noise, and that's because your body, your biology needs to calm down. Yeah, okay. Are you ready? Close your eyes. I'll get my nice meditation voice on now. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, and out through your mouth. Wiggle your fingers and your toes with new energy flowing. Move your head from left to right, front to back. And with brand new energy in our vessel, let's take one more big breath through our nose and let it go out through our mouth. And open your eyes. Okay. So, this transit today this conjunction today has not happened since 4,361 BC. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac, and so when Saturn gets here and begins this new era with Neptune, it is literally the launch of a new paradigm. Nostradamus talked about the extreme changes that occur amongst humanity and the planet when Saturn gets to 0 degrees Aries. And we're seeing that happen. We're going to see it escalate now that this conjunction has happened, and we're going to begin a new day with new energy and new energetic dispensations. And what's that mean? It means that the systems are crashing and humanity is rebirthing, in a nutshell. So, we're going to talk about that for a second. Lots of news coming out with, I'm going to get right into it. There is lots of buzz today about Mr. Man's files that have come out, and how Mr. Man's files link a whole lot of people together in various systems and organizations. Okay? Most of you are thinking that when X amount of files come out and you get X amount of information, you will be able to go police up those systems, those organizations, and those people and be done with it. What you do not understand is it is not that system, that person, and that organization. It is an operating system on planet Earth, and he is simply a player in it. A long, long time ago, creatures came from another realm and manipulated life on this planet. And for those of you that are like, whoa, 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 all right there. I have talked about this in other videos. You can go watch my old videos and come up to speed. But for today, I'm specifically going to talk about the operating system that is crashing on planet Earth and the operating system that is birthing on planet Earth. So, there is no such thing really as aliens. There is simply alien to another place. Everyone is, there is native inhabitants, and then you're alien to somewhere else. But as far as planet Earth, there have been numerous, probably infinite life forms on planet Earth since Earth became Earth. And there are still multiple life forms present on planet Earth currently. Humans are one of them. And so to think that there's just humans here and then anything else that comes is alien is ignorant. And when I say that, what I mean by that today is it's childlike. Our understanding of our existence in the multiverse, not even the universe, in the multiverse, is very childlike and ignorant. And it would be one thing if we were childlike and ignorant in a way that we were excited to go out and learn and be part of all that is, but most of us are pretty ignorant in a way that we think we are the only things that exist, and we have this very formed concept of us and them. And us is the humans here, and them is anything else. And so, if anything should come here, it would be an alien, right? Well, there have been multiple forms of humanity, and the way that Earth works, Earth is a free will playground. It's a fertile planet. And so different species have come and seeded Earth with their seed and cultivated creatures on planet Earth in conjunction with the planet and her consciousness. And so at different times, there have been different forms of humanity capable of different degrees of conductivity, which is consciousness. Conductivity equals consciousness. Energy equals conductivity equals consciousness. High energy, high conductivity, high consciousness. Okay? So none of this is wrong or right. It's just how it works. A species, we'll say that, a species came to this planet and manipulated the life forms on this planet and then created an energetic brokerage on the creatures of the planet. And that's what the existing operating system is. It is not about abuse or torture for the sake of abuse or torture. It is part of an energetic harvesting operating system. And nothing will change for anyone until we begin to understand this. Because as you begin to understand that you are a sovereign energetic power source and that your presence counts more than your protest, you will begin to become capable of changing the game energetically and withdrawing your energy from systems that you no longer desire to play in or operate in. And so, this man's files are linking together a whole lot of people that are part of an operating system that utilizes living creatures on planet Earth for energetic purposes. Let's say it again and digest that. I'm careful with my words so that this will stay on here. And I will begin to, I'm challenging myself to teach you about this in ways that, in words that are, anyway, you get it. It's not about doing what they do for this just the sake of doing it. It is an operating system created to harvest the sovereign energy on planet Earth through its living creatures. It is absolutely no different than, wow, I feel low on energy. I need to eat something that gives me more energy. I'm going to eat a burger. And you eat a cow. And you digest its energy in matter form, which fuels your matter body and your energy. Okay? So We are energetic powerhouses manifesting in a physical body. And our physical presence and our attention to anything is payment for playing. So if we park our butt somewhere, or if we pay attention and we talk about something, we buy the ticket to take the ride, okay? And so we have been educated and indoctrinated. I'm not going to say that word. That's up for you to choose. Let me back up and start over on that. When this species created the operating systems, they started first in the most fundamental ways in order to become powerful over a species. There are natural laws of physics on this planet that humans are supposed to live symbiotically with, just like every other creature does on planet Earth till humans mess it up. And so when we live in symbiosis with the planet and our biology, we live in optimum health and happiness. When we start to mess with the most fundamental ways that our biology operates, it starts to affect our biology profoundly. So when we lived outside under the sun and drank clean water and listened to happy things, moved our bodies, and lived with human connection in tribes and environments, communities like this, we were very, very, very healthy. Then today we live inside with artificial light. These are natural sources of energy. We listen to all of our instruments and our radio in a frequency that is harmful to carbon-based beings. That's all living things on planet Earth. The 440 hertz frequency. We drink polluted water. We digest engineered beliefs and behaviors that sabotage our well-being. And so even on a most basic level, the optimum human frequency is much less vibrant than it could potentially be. Okay? Then we have this operating system set up a pretty thorough paradigm. They became the governing body of how we take care of our biology, our medicine, and our healthcare. It became the governing body of how we teach our children, our education system. It became extremely influential in multiple facets of how we spiritually guide the human, organized religion. What else? Well, that's all health too, but then the education, they all start to bleed into the other, all pun intended on that word. We start to fuel ourselves with things that aren't really food because we think that, we're taught that this is acceptable, but it's really not. It's poisonous for us. We can put this on our plants and eat it, but we really can't because it's poisonous for us. We can brush our teeth with that, but we really shouldn't because it's poisonous for us. And so we have a bunch of faulty understandings that lead to dysfunctional practices that create havoc, chaos, and dysfunction in the physical body. Okay? So there's a whole lot of control operating on that aspect right there. That's the big overall operating system that some of you would call the matrix that is put on the planet. Okay? And then there's we could go on for hours about this. That's why I'm going to keep it really brief today. Okay? Because there's operating systems now going on with our devices, and these devices entraining people's attention. And the minute you've got our attention, as I said, the minute you've got our attention, you are siphoning energy. Okay? Attention is energy. So whatever you're putting your attention on, you are lending your energy to. All right? You are paying to play. All right? So that's the basic stuff for the basic energy. You've got a monopoly on sound, you got a monopoly on the water, you got a monopoly on the light now. And so these are the basic things, the most basic things that a mammal needs to function on planet Earth. Yeah, we forgot we're mammals, right? Yeah. We're disconnected from the earth, we're wearing shoes with rubber on the bottom, drinking polluted water, ingesting shit that's not food, recycling beliefs that are purgatorial, listening to music on instruments that is literally destroying our biology as we listen. So that's not a good deal. It's not really a good deal. It's definitely not hospitable for the most high vibrating human. Okay? Then there's this other part of the paradigm. There's this other part of the paradigm that started way back in the beginning when these creatures set up shop. When these creatures set up shop, they understood very well how energy worked on this planet. They understood that a human body is energy, that human organs are energy, that a heart is straight energy, and what the heart pumps is straight energy. And so just like you can ingest energy in lots of ways, you can ingest energy by consuming any of the aforementioned. Okay? And that's been one of the oldest practices on planet Earth. Let's think about this for a second. Human sacrifice, people sacrificing children and eating their hearts, has been happening on this planet for as long as we can go back. There are numerous stories and examples of mass graves, up to 300 children in some of these graves. And so we ask ourselves, is this just is this just a bloodthirsty, deranged people? But you have to remember, some of these same people were creating pyramids and drilling like holes this big for miles and miles down into the ground, creating perfect, to the 100th of a millimeter structures aligning with constellations at certain times of the year. See, like, you're not just a bloodthirsty, deranged, stupid species and then capable of all this high conscious architecture, creating an internet with the obelisks. That's the Egyptians back in the day. I mean, like, these are really, really, really highly capable species. Okay? So for me, in 2013, I started to compute how many people went missing in this planet. And so I started to ask myself, like, the first thing that hit me was, I started to learn how many children go missing and how many people go missing on this planet. And then the first thing I thought about was, I've been a mom for a hot minute, right? And when I'm at a playground and some kid yells, "Mom, Mom," like, all of us moms start hauling ass towards that kid. And we might even be halfway there by the time we realize that that's not our kid, and we still keep moving, right? Looking at shorty on our left, looking at shorty on our right, being like, wondering if it's her kid, it's not my kid, but I'm still gonna get there and help that kid, right? And this is every time I'm at a playground. Every time I'm at a playground, for how many times a week, how many times a month, for how many years. Like, this is consistent human behavior, right? So if this is consistent human behavior, default human behavior, right? And if apparently the powers that were can find, like, what's his name? Osama bin Laden? Is that right? Or is that the other guy? I don't even remember. I think it was Osama bin Laden, X amount of feet under the earth, and they can locate him, but they can't locate the people making those videos or making this kind of that are holding these people and doing this stuff. Like, I just don't buy it, right? I just don't buy it. So I asked Spirit to show me, I asked Spirit to show me what happens to the humans, and Spirit did show me what happens to the humans. And so I began to learn and study and distill the human as energy and energetic interaction and currency. And because, like I said, it just doesn't line up that many people were going missing, and then like there's a bad apple in the bunch, but it's like one apple of our 12. Do you know what I'm saying? If even like default behavior, when shit hits the fan, humans are freaking beautiful. They're so freaking beautiful. They're so lovely. And they're always trying. Like, that's human nature on planet Earth. There are laws of physics on this planet that make things so, whether you like it or not. Gravity holds your sweet ass tethered to the planet. Even if you're like, F you, gravity, I think you suck. She still got you. Yeah. If you hold a ball in the deep end of a pool and you hold it down with all your might, but the minute you let go, that ball is going to shoot up. It's buoyant on planet Earth because that's how it works, right? Well, humans are always evolving, and the planet forces adaptation. And so all of us, no matter how rank or heinous we are doing better than what's done to us. That's the beauty of it. And I accept that. I allow that wholeheartedly. And so with that, these things were not lining up to me. These things were not lining up to me that this is the way that it's going on planet Earth. These are the numbers, and yet this is the default human, right? So I started to learn about the human as energetic currency. I started to learn about melanin being one of the most expensive things on the planet. I started to learn about how these operating systems were created way back in the day by the same group that's in power today when they were creating financial systems. We're talking like, this is from the beginning of this paradigm. Okay, so this group, they're little energetic wizards, absolute and total energetic wizards. So when they set up shop on this planet, they create financial currency. That's a really good way to play with energy on planet Earth, right? So, they start creating financial systems. At the same time, they also are engaging in a particular practice of harvesting children. And so when the local town finds out about maybe one of their boys goes missing, then they go and complain to the Catholic Church, the local church. And what the Catholic Church does, in order to appease the people, they canonize that boy, they make the boy a saint, and then they kick this group out of the area. So, however, the financial structure remains in this area. So for hundreds of years, this happens all across Europe and Asia and all different places. And so this goes on for quite a long time into modern day time, right? And so now we have the connection in the financial systems operating exclusively by one operating group, okay? And what you're seeing today as these files come out are simply a larger practice, a larger scale of the same practice that has been in place since the beginning of their operating. I was noticing the other day that there was a story that came out about Life Touch children's photos, the school photos that all the kids used to get. A catalog of kids, all photographed through that education system created by the same system, and then given to the parties and the players in the operating system, okay? The reason I'm telling you this today is this is the beginning of the fall of everything. This is the beginning of the crash of most of the systems and the structures that you held to be true and that you thought maybe could be restored to give more righteous freedom and order. And that's not the case. The good news is it's time. It's time. It's time to live safe and free on planet Earth. It is time for the children of planet Earth to be safe and free and able to grow and evolve according to their sovereign choices. And so, the way you quit the system first, this is going to overwhelm most of you to the nth degree. I've had a really long time to digest all of this, a really long time. And that's why in the beginning I said it's surreal to be talking with you today, because how do you come up with the best way to tell people this? When I first started telling people a long time ago, I scared the crap out of everyone I knew. And most people wanted nothing to do with me for a while when I first started to tell them. And that's why I created the village. I created the village in 2015 so that when this day hit on Earth, people would have a place to go to learn to live in a happy, healthy, calm, connected way, and to come together as the world fell apart around us. Because it is going to fall apart. It's going to fall apart massively for I don't know how long, but a little while. And so what you can do for yourself today is to stop paying attention to the tower that's falling. You can see the tower falling. Just get your shit out the way of the falling tower and then stop watching it. And by get your shit out the way, that means unplug from it. Stop thinking that any of these systems are going to be restored. Stop thinking that just a few people or X amount of people are going to go get policed and wrangled and then it's going to go away. This is the time on Earth, Saturn conjunct Neptune at 0 degrees Aries, when you find your sovereignty. This is when you get your big girl pants on and your big girl boy pants on and you start to see where you are the solution. You start to ask yourself, what can I do to be of service? How can I better take care of myself? Oh, the structure is crashing. How can I create stability? Where do I find good, solid people who are of the same mindset as I and who are ready to build, who are ready to reciprocally put in the effort that I'm willing to put in, and let's see with what we can come up with. The systems, the structures, the government are not going to fix it. It's over. They're done. This is the beginning of the collapse of the old way. And it's so much bigger than I can possibly tell you. It's not just government systems. It's not just education systems. It's not just colleges. It's the whole way humanity is operating. It's the way that we have been taught to exist instead of allowed to thrive. Two different things. Taught to exist is I wanted to say a slave contract. It's ways of demeaning our own light and belittling our own biology so that we diminish our conductivity and our experience is half as vital as it could be, if even. Where as we learn to intuitively hook up to all that is available as opposed to receiving siphoned amounts from the existing systems and structures, we will thrive past your wildest imagination. It's going to take a while for the collective to get there. It's going to take a bit for everyone to get on board and be part of this new system. But you can hook up to a new way of living, to new ways of being, as soon as you unplug from the old. And for today, there's no better day. This is literally, energetically, the door to the new. We cannot go back. It will not ever go back to the way it was. And now that we are in Aries, Neptune, the planet of higher consciousness, Saturn, the teacher, the disciplinarian, the planet of structure, have both just been in Pisces. Neptune was there since 2011. Saturn was there since March of 2023. So Pisces is the dreamy water sign of like, I don't know, let's just try it. Sure, that's cool. I like it. Do you like it? I don't know. It's wow, it's Pisces, right? Both of those planets, so discipline and structure have been like, well, it's Pisces. Oh, you need help? I'll help you. Neptune, consciousness, higher consciousness, getting to know God, improving your relationship with spirit. Well, maybe you could help me. Do you want to talk to God for me? Talk to God for me. I don't have this ability to make my own structure, but you could do it for me. Maybe you could help me. Maybe you could do it for me. That would be cool. No, that's not going to cut it anymore. Those two planets just moved into loud, militant Aries. I am. Definition of self. It's not going to work anymore to expect someone else to create stability for you. It's not going to work anymore to expect other structures to provide what you need so you can be who you want to be. Saturn is not going to dreamy look away while you get your shit together because today's not a good day. And I just don't really feel like it. And well, I'm like having a hard time adulting. Saturn's going to bitch slap that kind of attitude in Aries. And righteously so. These terms like that. I laugh when I have to tell people to put on their tough love flak jacket. The fact that you have to tell someone to put on a tough love flak jacket to deliver the truth is insane. Do you know how insane it is to have to tell someone, well, I'm going to give you a little gut punch because this is what you need, honey. But it's more acceptable to be like, I'm going to give you this spoonful of bullshit that's going to kill you, but we're all doing it, and wow, life is tough. And people are more acceptable of that kind of crap than they are getting on board with righteous truth. And so it's going to be a rude awakening for humanity on planet Earth. It's going to be a very tumultuous time for a bit as we rebirth in the sign of infant ego. Aries is the sign of the infant, sign of the ego. And Aries wants what it wants when it wants it. And we are beginning, we're the newbies on the block now in this new air era. When Pluto came into Aquarius, we entered a new air era. We were in a 200,000 year Earth era. Now we're in an air era where technology is going to move super, super fast. Evolution is moving fast. How we understand humanity itself, how we define the human is changing. When we finish this transit of Pluto in Aquarius, how we understand humanity, how we understand creation, how we understand our relationship with the planet and with the universe and the multiverse will be so drastically different than it is now. In fact, I would tell you to bookmark this video. If I've said things in here that are just absolutely flooring to you, watch this video again in 3 months, watch it in 6, and watch it in a year. And after about a year, none of it will even be the slightest bit triggering. All of this information is going to come out very quickly. And the thing is, information is simply that if the human has not created safety and calm and connection in their biology, and they have the ability to digest that information. That is why I have not spouted my mouth off before now. An oracle shares when an oracle is consulted. They don't just run around talking to hear their lips flap. They wait till they are asked. And at this point, the collective has asked, what's going on? Where do we come from? What's the deal with this stuff, right? And that is why I am offering information in the form of connection as I think it is beneficial. I have not done so before because until, like I said, the human has created the ability to process information, to integrate information, and then to calmly and with conscious assurance make a choice, it's not beneficial. For people to spend all of their time right now learning about this old operating system and all of its operators is not going to behoove them. If they are not matching the time that they're hearing about the crashing system with energy devoted in conscious creation, they're going to become ill. I remember when I first got sober and someone said to me, well, you want the good news or the bad news first? And I was like, I don't know, give me the bad news. And they're like, the bad news is you're the problem. I was like, okay. They're like, the good news is you're the solution. And I was like, oh. So the bad news is right now, the systems are crashing. You've been part of them, whether you like it or not. Readjustment and reorganization is going to be drastic. It's going to be painful. It's going to be scary. The good news is you can begin the rewiring, reorganization process as quickly as you desire by simply unplugging your attention. Simply stop watching. Stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. Stop calling people. Stop thinking. All of it. Unplug your sovereign power source from the shit show. Stop feeding it. Take your plug. Do it with me right now. Close your eyes. See a great big plug coming from your solar plexus. A great big glowing white, yellow, huge cord with a big old cord and 3 prongs, right? Put both hands on it. See your hands light up with that cord and pull it out and say, I withdraw my energy, my connection, and all contracts from anything that is not for my highest good. I connect to all that is in all of my sovereign source energy. And take that plug and put it back in your belly. Put it back in there. It's that easy. Now, when you hear yourself start to talk about it and pay attention to it, shut your mouth and find something that you want more of. This is literally the way of fixing things. Even though we don't fix anything, we allow a solution. And it's going to take a long time because humans have been indoctrinated, educated, to think that they've got to go out and police up the problem and fix the problem and change other people in order to have what they want. That's the big hustle. That's the big siphoning of your energy. As soon as you understand that no one can take what you do not freely give, and what is yours is here by invitation, you can revoke the invitation and stop playing with what you don't want to play with anymore. Yeah, it's that beautiful. It's that beautiful of a paradigm. It's that beautiful of an arrangement. It's that beautiful of a dance with spirit. You get to have a great life. You get to be beautiful. You get to play in your gifts. That does not mean that life is not going to happen, and life is going to be very creative and very loud and very what's the word I'm looking for? Restructuring for the next little while. But that doesn't mean that you have to decide it's bad. That doesn't mean you have to quit. In my work with others, most of my work right now, whether it's any kind of health or any kind of spiritual stuff or any kind of energetic healing, whatever, I'm helping humans be little. I'm helping big burly men be cute little boys. I'm helping sophisticated grown women be cute little girls on the playground. Because the coolest thing is, we never felt ill-equipped on the playground. We never showed up and we're like, oh God, the odds are against me. I just don't know. I mean, like, swinging looks like so much today. No. Nope. We showed up on the playground and we didn't need to be briefed and we didn't need to analyze risk. We didn't need to do any of this stuff that has had me frozen lately, analysis paralysis, because that's what happens when Saturn gets ready to make these big changes. We're like, right? We didn't have to have any assurances. We just came to play. That's authentic living on planet Earth. That's entering the kingdom of heaven in a childlike way. So for today, stop paying attention to the stuff that makes you hold your breath. Start playing in what you want more of. It's challenging at first. It's a complete and totally different way to do things. But you are more than capable. And guess what? You were born to shine. Yeah. All right, I have a card for you. I have a goddess card because this beautiful balancing feminine energy is what we need more of. The masculine energy in our body is the mind and the thinking. The feminine energy is the body and the being. And we really need to get out of our heads right now and into our bodies, because guess what? Our bodies are smarter. Our bodies are actually smarter than the computer brain. The body is intuiting the energetic field at any given second. So the body is actually ahead of you. So if we can slow down and feel, you know, like an animal does when its hair stands up, because their antennae are paying more attention than its brain, because the brain is just the computer processor. Yeah. Then we will begin to intuitively play in a greater flow of resources and more divine energy that is always streaming to us and through us and from us. Okay, so we have Danu, and she is assurance, but she was inverted. So today we have an alignment message, and it says, there are days when you wonder if you're on the right track, if your dreams are valid, if you have what it takes to show up and shine. You may have hit a dry spell where it appears that nothing is happening, and it makes you doubt yourself. When this earth goddess appears, she is reminding you of the promise of new life. Just as fields are often left purposely fallow, perhaps this seeming dry spell of yours is really a preparation time. Under the ground of your visible life lies a stream of abundance that is feeding the roots of the seedlings of your intentions planted in your field of dreams. Go about your day-to-day life with faith. Danu assures you that the form of your desires will show up in divine timing in an even more magical way than you can imagine. The other beauty about this time right now is that none of us have a clue about how astounding human life on planet Earth can be. We've all really been given a bum rap. It's like we think we're supposed to be only so healthy and only so happy and only so shiny, and it's not even close to the truth. And so as we allow these systems to crumble, as we allow these operating systems to resign, we are permitted to let new things grow that are more hospitable, more beautiful, more balanced, more benevolent than ever before. Reconstruction phase is going to be tough. But bear in mind that this is what you came for. If you are here on planet Earth right now, this is what you came for. You came during this monumental time to be who you want to be, to bring forth the gifts Spirit put in just you. And you have no idea what you're packing. And you have what I don't have, and I have what you don't have. And if you bring forth what you have, I might be able to bring forth what I have better. Ha! It's so cool. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. All right, y'all, that's all I have for you today. I am offering specials on all of my readings. And I'm actually offering a super special on an astro health reading. I take a look at your natal chart, and then we see how that corresponds to your health and how you can modify your believing in your behaving and your nutrition and help out your biology. What else? We are going to do another cycle of Awakening Eros. It was a phenomenal program. And if you are ready to allow yourself to really get out of your own way, then that is a program for you. That is a program for you. I feel like there was something else I was supposed to tell you about. I don't know. Discounts on readings. Awakening Eros is enrolling again in March. And just stay tuned for more information about the village. Like I said, I'm just hosting private programs in the village right now, but we will be open this next year for more of you. I'm just not quite ready for all of it right just yet. But this is the time on Earth that I built what I've built for, because it is good right now to come together and to create calm and connection in our biology. We are going to have to calm down our biologies if we want to calm down our minds and make better choices. So, I am so grateful to be here with you today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can send me an email at Vitality Quantum Health if you are interested in any of my readings. All right, I love you. Thank you for being here.